Hard work, work. Hard work, work.
So today we're going to go a little bit over the piering system that KC Pier uses. What it's called is the DynaPier system. It is a concentrically loaded pier, which basically means that we don't have to break the footing, we don't have to break anything to install it. We go directly under the foundation wall, under the footing, so as we're pushing, we use the weight of the house to push it in the ground to hit what we need to make sure we have enough pressure to hold your house up. What we're going to go over today is each individual piece and kind of what it looks like as we build it up in the finished product underneath your house. What we'll start with is the starter segment. What it is it's a 15-inch segment. It's full of 9,000 PSI high strength grout that is cured for 20 days, and it is full all the way to the brim. And what that does is as you're pushing it, it prevents the steel from kicking sideways, from filling up, and you get a solid piece. So once you hit something structurally sound, it don't try to kick on you. This goes in first, and then what you see behind us is you'll see smaller segments. And the reason for the smaller segments is we don't have to come in and cut the pier once we drive it to get our length. Each one of these can overlap 2.5 inches on each one. And the reason for that is so we can build the pier up to where we need to once we finish pushing the pier. What happens is we'll start with the starter, we install the starter, and then as we install the starter, we push the 15-inch segments over each one. And as we do that, we drive it until we hit refusal. It doesn't matter if it's 5 feet or 500 feet. We drive until we have enough pressure to hold the structure that we're pushing off of. During that process, once we get this up and once we get it to where it is, that's where these smaller segments come in at. As we do this, we want to make sure that we can build the pier up as high as we can to minimize the shimming that needs to be done so there's less issues in the pier itself in the future. Once we get there, once we get up to that particular area, what we do is we have what's called the head unit. And as you can see here, it's a 1/2 inch thick steel that what it does is it helps put the shims inside of it, and it shims it and you tighten it together so the shims can't come off. Once we get the pier up itself, the head unit will slide behind it, and whatever gap we have here, we use solid shims, and we have numerous sizes all the way from 1 inch to 1/8. And what we do is we add whatever we can fit in here and we beat them in to make sure that it's solid. Once we get that on, the head unit is set just like this. And with that being done, we have the other piece, and what it does is it slides strictly over it. And then we come in with our galvanized nuts and we bolt it together. We completely tighten it together, and then once we get to that point, your house is setting flush on top of the head. This system does not tie into your house because your house is designed to move to a certain extent. It's going to shift and it's going to heave. We don't want to tie into it and stop it from doing what it's naturally supposed to do because we don't want to cause any more issues in the future. With the pier system, it doesn't matter what pier you use. With the pier system, it does one thing and one thing only. It prevents the house from settling any further than where it was when these are installed. You're trying to get it to a place where you can support the home and it doesn't settle any further, so you can go upstairs and cosmetically fix everything that you had the issues with. So here's the finished product of the pier. This is strictly for houses that are settling, doors that are sticking, floors that are unlevel. Issues like that are what you need this pier for. In a couple videos, you'll see where we've installed these to recover the house 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, depending on the homeowner's preference and how much the house will allow us to achieve. We also put these in to support the house exactly where it is because there's signs of it starting to move and the homeowner just wants to catch it before we get there. So you can use this in a couple options of how it goes. We've lifted anywhere from 1 inch to 9 inches with this, so there's nothing we can't achieve with the pier itself. We've done apartment complexes. We can do anything we want with it.
Work.